Welcome to BH Global Beit Halochem News Desk from our home, Beit Halochem. We're coming to you from a very special location, Beit Halochem Ashdod, in its final stages of construction. We found a corner to set up because it was important to us that our very first broadcast comes from the place that will soon become a second home for so many wounded veterans and their families.
Over the past 2 years, Dana and I have been sharing conversations on her radio segment about Beit Halochem and the news in the Beit Halochem community.
We've seen powerful stories that we want to share with you every month. We're expanding that connection into this global news desk, bringing voices from our home to communities around the world. We're excited to be here and begin this journey with all of you. This is the Beit Halochem Global News Desk, bringing the stories from Israel and around the world that spotlight the strength, achievements, and day-to-day reality of Israel's disabled veterans and their families.
In the quiet moments between chaos and courage, when the dust settles and the battlefield echoes fade, there is a place where the true battle begins. It's here, in the hearts and minds of those who have sacrificed everything for their country, that Beit Halochem finds its purpose. For more than 50 years, Beit Halochem has stood as a beacon of hope for wounded IDF veterans, a steadfast ally in their journey from injury to recovery. Their support transcended the medical. It encompassed the emotional and practical realms too often overlooked. From rehabilitation to legal aid, they stood by our side, ensuring every step forward was met with unwavering support. From visiting the wounded, medical treatments, physical therapy, trauma therapy, scholarships, social activities, career consulting, and much more.
My connection to Beit Halochem is very personal. I've witnessed a kind of resilience that rarely makes headlines but changes lives every single day. Some time ago, I visited my boyfriend from high school and the army, Asaf Dori. In Aspen, Colorado, I saw him and his amazing community host Israeli disabled veterans for a ski to life experience that was far more than a trip. It was about freedom, confidence, and belonging. When I returned to Israel, I knew we needed a platform that keep these stories visible and to connect the people behind the support with those whose lives are transformed by it every day. We set out to strengthen a simple idea. Wherever you are in the world, this is your home too.
Hearing those words, "This is your home too," brings me back to my own personal journey. I had the distinct privilege of serving in Givati as a combat soldier and a radio operator. After getting released, I was diagnosed with PTSD and began a journey first to understand exactly what this diagnostic meant for my life and to begin a journey of rehabilitation and healing. Beit Halochem quickly became a home for me and a place to find safety, community, to learn, to grow, and to heal. And through that journey, I came to understand how important it is to share these stories with others, wherever they are. Today, we begin with a conversation that sets the tone for the year ahead. Please welcome Dr. Moshe Shema, the head of the Tzal Disabled Federation's Fund.
I'm very happy to be here in this new studio. As you say, Nur, Mazal Tov, it's בשעה טובה.
Mazal tov.
בשעה טובה, it's a new studio.
What's the core mission of the Tzal Disabled Veterans Fund?
We have one main goal, to raise money in order to give the entire wounded veterans that are members in Tzal Disabled Veterans Organization, the ability to rehabilitate themselves. Now, it's a process. If somebody is wounded in Gaza and he will come to Beit Halochem, it's not one-time shot, okay? He's not going to come like in hospital for 2 months. He will be in our organization and in Beit Halochem for the entire life. It's very expensive in management, in money, in time, and other resources. So our main goal is to give them the ability to get the best rehabilitation process that they can get. In our organization, we have the ability to do it. We are doing it, and we are going to continue to do it. Because in our organization, they get comprehensive solution, physical treatment, mental treatment. They have a family in Beit Halochem. They have a team in Beit Halochem.
As a member of Beit Halochem Tel Aviv myself, I think the solution and the approach that you're describing is one of the most incredible solutions that I have experienced myself. Not even just in the treatment, the style of treatment, the treatments that exist themselves, but as you described, the whole inclusive opportunity which really presents community, house, and a group of people who understand, and we go through the same thing together. What can you tell us about what's changed since the Swords of Iron War, the numbers of members that we have and who are joining the organization, and what exactly is the goal of the project here in Ashdod, and what future can we look forward to?
Until October the 7th, we had approximately 50,000 members in the entire organization. Now we are approaching to 70,000. So we absorbed in 2 years more than 20,000 new members, 20,000 wounded veterans. We have 15 friend associations all over the world. This is the time to say thank you to those friend associations who help us to raise the money. Just to give you an impression, in 2025, last year, we raised more than 115 million shekels in donations.
Wow.
If you will ask me what is the goal of the fund, is to raise money and to build the future. So I meet a lot of people, and most of them understand that they share the responsibility with us to give Shaya and all the 70,000 veterans to come to Beit Halochem, to have physiotherapy, hydrotherapy, workshops, PTSD groups. We have many PTSD groups. We need to give them the ability to be in a team, to cure themselves, not just physically, mentally too.
You've said here, and I think you've hinted to it multiple times, but the focus on giving us, the disabled veterans community, the ability to heal ourselves in a way that is caring, homing, safe, it's an incredible responsibility. So, Dr. Shem, I would like to thank you for taking the mantle, for standing behind us and ensuring that this project and this incredible group of homes and opportunities continues to operate with the magic powers that they have today. And thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you for hosting me.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure to be here. My pleasure.
כמעט 3 שנים אחרי מלחמת לבנון השנייה, הפצוע האחרון מהמלחמה ההיא משתחרר לביתו. דרור קנדלשיין נפצע מקליע בראשו.
בתור התחלה, אף אחד לא האמין שאני אחיה. אמרו להורים שלי שהוא יישאר צמח. תהליך השיקום שלי היה ארוך, כואב ומתסכל. כשלא הצלחתי כל מיני דברים, הייתי שוקע. מזל שלי את אבא, שכל הזמן לא נתן לי להתייאש. למדתי לדבר מחדש, הכל מחדש בעצם. לאכול, לשתות, לתקשר עם הסביבה. הדברים הכי טריוויאליים, נאלצתי להילחם כדי להשיג אותם. יש לי 4 מטפלים, סביבי 24 שעות, עם הידיים והרגליים שלי. יש נכים שהם עם ידיים. אני לא כזה. אני נותן בראש, כמו שאומרים, מזיע את החיים שלי בטיפולים, לא מוותר לעצמי לרגע. הדבר השני זה שהתחתנתי.
I found a love for me.
חתונה הייתה יום בלתי נשכח בחיים שלנו.
ממש. אני חושב שזה יום שהכי התרגשתי. אני רוצה לפתח את עצמי, ללמוד עוד, ללכת, פשוט לחיות את החיים, לטרוף אותם. בית הלוחם בשבילי זה לא פריבילגיה, זה צורך. חוגים, חברה, חסר לי, שיוסיף לי המון לנפש, לבריאות, ואולי שם תבוא הקפיצה. אני מחכה לזה מאוד רוצה שזה כבר יקרה.
זה יבוא, אתה הרי יודע, לא הכל יטלטל אותנו, לא הכל יקה, ומה שיפתח לנו מחכה.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that film really moved me. So we're so honored to have you with us today. Good morning, Dror Kendelshein.
My pleasure.
How do you feel now after all those years being here and seeing Beit Halochem Ashdod?
Like a dream come true. I waited for it for so long, just happy to be here.
Take us back to the beginning. What does it feel like, the rehabilitation you did then and now?
My rehabilitation was painful, frustrated, physical and mental. I survived.
Yes, you did.
What role did Beit Halochem have in your life?
It's a home, it's a place to meet veterans like me. It will contribute to my rehabilitation process.
As a member of Beit Halochem Tel Aviv, I can really relate and understand with the power of the community and the power of healing when you have a home with people like you who understand you, that you can feel safe in and heal together. Dror, back in 2018, you shared with us an incredible dream. Let's take a step back and see what you shared with us.
בעתיד אני רוצה שזה זעתות קטן נזכה לי בין הרגליים, בין הגלגלים, כוונה.
Today, that dream is real. Your son Koren is 4 years old. Share with us what it's been like, this journey, the process, being a father in a wheelchair.
It comes with a very tough physical and emotional journey. You don't understand why I'm in wheelchair. We try to explain to him that I was wounded in the war. It's very difficult parenting. When I was thinking of bringing Koren to the world, it's met me with my fears, how the kids will react, how it will be as a handicapped parent. Let's be realistic. There are things that I can't do, that it will cause from Koren. I try my best.
I think it's an incredible thing in a journey of healing to come to a place of such self-acceptance and self-understanding that you can say, not only am I okay on my own, but in my new reality and capabilities, I'm also going to bring new life into the world. And I think it's truly inspirational to see such a confident, self-aware healing process. And thank you for sharing.
Your story speaks of dreaming, a lot of dreams that came true for you. What's your next dream?
I guess another kid.
As Beit Halochem prepares to open its doors, what do you hope it will offer the local residents, and what are you most excited about seeing here?
I'm most excited about Beit Halochem, that will give me emotional support, physical advance, a place to play with my son, that he will see that all the people here like me, and he don't feel I'm the only parent in wheelchair in the kindergarten. He will see that everybody is equal to me here. I hope that he will admire me more.
I'm sure he will. I think some of the magic of what happens at Beit Halochem centers in general, and from my own experience, is exactly this sentence. It's just more people like me and to see the beauty in the community. And even on a day-to-day basis, when I go into Beit Halochem and there's something magical when I walk through the door and I'm just around with people, exactly. And that has been for me personally one of the most incredible and most healing tools in this journey. So I'm excited for you, and we're looking forward to Beit Halochem Ashdod becoming an absolute warm, welcome new home and joining the Beit Halochem family. Joel, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Dror.
It's been an honor.
Welcome.
Next time you'll come here, it will be for the opening.
I can't wait.
We welcome Yael Tsuberi, manager of the Beit Halochem Center here in Ashdod. Yael, you have extensive community experience working as a social worker with the municipality of Kiryat Malachi and an organization supporting women and survivors of violent abuse with PTSD. You have a magnetic energy, and it's incredible to have you here as part of this project. And I can have to say, as somebody walking through the construction site this morning on our way in, you can really feel your presence and what you bring to this project. So we're excited to have you, and welcome.
Thank you so much.
Paint the picture for us, Yael. What does it feel like today in Beit Halochem Ashdod?
It's a very good question. It's, for now, a construction site. We have a lot of workers here from different nationalities, but we're all together and motivated to finish as soon as possible and to produce the absolutely best product for our clients. So that's the feeling. We're really on it, all of us together.
Yael, on a personal level, what drew you to this role and to lead Beit Halochem through this project and in general?
We're all looking all the time to do something meaningful for our country. And when I saw this ad, I felt, first of all, that professionally it was a natural step for me to take because of my professional background. But secondly, I wanted to contribute to this. I wanted to be part of this big thing. And when I think about all the soldiers, male and females, who never hesitated to leave their homes and sacrifice and to give their absolutely best to our country, I feel I could not do it anything else. And I'm happy to be a role model for my children, for my community, and to be here. So I think that's basically what drew me here.
And for somebody who hasn't actually visited the Beit Halochem centers and is abroad, what would you say makes Beit Halochem different from other rehabilitation centers?
First of all, the variety of ages and injuries that our clients bring with them. We have to actually supply different tools for people from different backgrounds with different disabilities. The second thing is that we're working here with people who are, like in Hebrew you say, Tovei Baneinu Melech Haaretz, like the best of the best. These are people who have really high qualifications and are not used to ask for help or to be in a position of that they depend on somebody. So I think that we want to produce here something that will fill them with hope to open a new chapter and to become part of a community, to understand that you can overcome physical obstacles as well as mental obstacles. And I think that's what's going to be like the spirit of the place.
In the same vein, specifically looking at exactly how routine, sports, and community really empower the rehabilitation, how do you envision the transition from the rehabilitation period to the general life period after recovery, and how does Beit Halochem really enable that?
Well, this place is going to offer a holistic point of view to our clients. We're not just going to work with sports or physical treatments. We're also going to work with education and work, careers, and how to merge back in life, in civil life. And sport is a tool to rehabilitate, but it doesn't end with that. We have like a big basket of things that we were going to offer our clients to make them back on path again.
Tell us, how is the local community counts for the veterans and the families?
Ashdod municipality is incredible. They're cooperating with us in every aspect. And everybody from the mayor to the citizens all the time ask us, what can we do to help you? How can we support? When are you going to open? When can we come and visit? So it's an incredible place to be in, really.
What programs or initiatives are you going to launch first?
We've already launched some initiatives. We've begun to work. We have a project with the National Basketball Organization. We have a group with the people recovering from PTSD playing every Friday. We've already started here with a lot of sports on the beach. People are surfing together. We're now starting a CrossFit group. We're doing a lot of things to bring the people here before the formal opening because we want to create a community here in Ashdod.
So what is success for you in the first year of Beit Halochem Ashdod?
Success is going to be that in 1 year this place will have a lot of clients from different places with different injuries who want to come here because they feel that this is their home, a place where they can meet other people who have common experiences, who have been through the same things, a place that helps them to open a new chapter, a place of hope and happiness. That's success.
Yael, is there something you'd like to add to our viewers, something we didn't discuss, maybe a message to our viewership?
I want to thank all of you for being a part of this huge, important national project, for coming here, touring here, visiting us. I can feel the support of Jewish communities abroad, and it's so important to know that we have brothers and sisters over the sea that are a part of this project. Thank you so much.
We are joined now by Itai Razerlech. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, guys.
Itai is entering the position of the head of all the sport and water activities here in Beit Halochem Ashdod as it's getting in its final stages of setup. Itai, why don't you tell us a bit about you joining Beit Halochem as well? You're also Nechei Tzahal.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Maybe you can start by sharing a little bit with us about part of your journey and what it's like to join the organization.
All right, so first of all, thank you for the invitation to join you guys. I think that my journey started something like 6 or 7 years ago, just a little bit after Tzuk Eitan. And I've been struggling with the symptoms of PTSD. At the beginning, I haven't know what the symptoms are, and I didn't know how to categorize it. And something like 2 years later, some of my friends took me and make sure that I will go to take some therapy. And I think that after 2 years of therapy, I've joined a surfing group for rehabilitation that made by Ministry of Defense. That was something, I think, probably the best part of my rehabilitation. And through the understanding of the power that the ocean and the sea have to offer, as a veteran myself, that part of the INZ organization, I've made something like a plan that I offered to the organization to make it in-house for water sports rehabilitation. And I'm focusing on the ocean and on the sea. I have to say that we started in the past few months few programs of surfing and sailing as well. For me, the best thing about the power of the ocean is that it's not stable. As the life is not stable, the ocean as well. I think that the tools that I got from this surfing course, I've got the chance to translate the tools that I've made from the ocean to my life as well. Fortunately, got the chance to make it as my job right now and to get the opportunity by the organization to make it my field of work right now.
I think I very much identify with your sentiment of confusion with the symptoms initially appearing initially in your journey, and sometimes the necessity of friends and the surrounding to really push us in the right direction to get the help that we don't yet understand that we need, which I think is one of the beautiful things. I actually also participate in some of the sailing activities with Beit Halochem Tel Aviv. I've been sailing with them for a few years. And I mean, I know we're wearing suits and sitting here now, but the activities like you're describing, which I think in the challenging, unstable environment, which really mimic and mirror life, also offer an incredible platform as a group to start beginning to face these hurdles and interacting with this together, be a platform of surfing or sailing or whatever it is. It's an opportunity not just for individual introspection and healing, but really to experience these things together. As you enter this role and kind of look forward to the Beit Halochem Center here really opening up and getting off the ground, what are the most exciting aspects of your job that you're looking forward to and programs that you think are going to be most influential in the lives of the members here?
Probably even before we starting the program and we are getting to the coast at the first time, a new group. So even at the beginning, they know, all of the participants, they know that they are part of an equal group that struggle with the same symptoms or problems back home. For some of them, it's the first time that they are finding themselves in a group that are equal to what they have. So I'm very excited about all of the activities we are doing over here, and my part of the job is to try to expand the variety of rehabilitation through water sports with all kinds of water sports. We're doing it for the variety of all of the handicaps, even if it's a PTSD or even if it's by body. We are giving the opportunity for everyone to join us. In the near future, we're gonna do something like diving, scuba diving, free diving, mainly in here at Ashdod, Caesarea, and later by Eilat. We are planning to do it. And we're going to make 1 or 2 times a year. We're going to have sailing courses to have permits, and then we're going to try to do this rehabilitation by work inside the organization and outside. Probably one of the things that I'm mainly excited about, except of what we're doing already and we're looking to do, is fishing. We would like to have some fishing courses and fishing trips, both in the Mediterranean and both in the Red Sea. This is probably the thing personally I'm looking after the best.
It's incredible. And I know when I was pulling in this morning, I couldn't help but notice the proximity to the ocean and the location. So for somebody in your position to be a few footsteps away from the actual ocean, I'm sure there'll be not only a lot of opportunity, but some incredible potential here for work and for healing and growth and rehabilitation.
You have no idea how much. Like right now, we are here behind the desk, but just 2 hours ago in the morning, I've been with one of the groups. We surfed together, and right now my feet are full of sand as well. And so yeah, the proximity is less than 300 meters, and we are focusing about the treatment with the sea, with the ocean, and we are very looking forward to expand our variety of activities.
So I'm a radio broadcaster, and part of my volunteering, I come every week, once a week, to Beit Halochem Tel Aviv, and I hear a lot of stories, from disabled veterans, and I'm really interested to know about PTSD because it's an injury you can't see. Like for you, how did you find out you were suffering from it?
I think that PTSD is at the beginning, it's very individual about the symptoms and about the feeling mostly. And among the way, we can see that a lot of veterans that suffer from PTSD have a lot in common. In my journey, I think it started, I've done 5 years of service. I've released as an officer. I think that myself, I've been more than 50 operations, that each one has its own story and its own background. If I'm describing it as all of the time I've been in the wrong place at the wrong time. It depends who you ask, but for me, something like 2 years after I released from the army, some of my friends saw me as I'm suffering from disorientations or some kind of depression that at the beginning I didn't know how to connect it between the things that I've seen and I've done in the service to the real life after you release. But if I'm being honest with myself, the first symptoms have begun before that. Has begun while I was in the service. The first time that I had a girlfriend when I was something like 20 years old, it was, I think, half a year after Tzuk Eitan. And mainly in Tzuk Eitan, I've done evacuation of injured soldiers. I've been in the Nachal Brigade. Mainly, we have evacuated injured soldiers. Something like half a year after the operation, in the middle of the night, I woke her up, shaking her, and told her to bring the alunka. I don't know how to say.
Stretcher.
All right. So I told her to bring the stretcher. She looked at me and she was like, "Well, what? What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Wake up! You're in shock. Bring it. We need to take care of the injured people." And something like 5 or 6 minutes after this episode, I came back to reality. Then you can already see that something is off. But I didn't know if I could connect it to the army itself. Something like in the 2 years after I released, I was suffered from few variety, mainly depressions, mainly dissociations. Probably the most highlighted symptom is the lack of sleep. I couldn't get myself to sleep, and maybe in 1 out of 4 days, I've been able to fall asleep. And I think that without of my friends, I wouldn't be here today. I think that probably the hardest thing for myself was to admit for myself that right now I'm struggling, that it's hard for me. I think it's hard for me, kasheli in Hebrew, was the combination of the two words that was the most difficult for me to say. And at the first time that I've said it out loud, it was like a release of tension. And probably that was the breakthrough that made me go to treat myself. And in the past, in the years that came after that, I've seen probably all of the variety. If it's dreams, nightmares, or if it's dissociations and depression. But I have to say that as the friends and as the community saw me and helped me, at the beginning that I started to ask for help and to accept help, probably that was the most important thing that I've done to myself. I think that pretty much summarized the process.
It's incredible, I think, the power of requesting help and asking for help and understanding, I think, like you said, that you need help being such a trigger for the beginning of a healing journey. I served in Givati, also participated in a lot of missions, and I guess I liked your expression of being in the wrong place at the wrong time depending on who you ask. Personally, again, like you said, I think I was struggling with symptoms during my service, I would say. And getting out of the military, I think part of me thought that was it. I was just gonna like close the door, hand in my tags and kind of leave that life behind me and turn it off.
There was something that didn't turn off, and be it the disassociations, I like to say disproportionate or emotions that weren't relevant to what was happening around me in that situation, the lack of sleep. And it kind of became very similar to what you described, a battle with my surroundings and my friends and the people that cared about me, and their attempt to say, hey, you need help. And the paradigm, and I think the disassociation between, a minute ago I was a commander and a decision maker who made decisions and led combat soldiers into some of the most intense situations on the planet. And now you want to tell me that I don't have the ability to do the most basic human functions like sleep.
Just not understanding or not even being aware that my life experience didn't match the world around me. And I think going through the hurdle of having my surroundings and the people who cared about me and loved me look at me and say, you need help. And in my mind, I just led missions in extremely dangerous places with high stakes and a lot of responsibility. And I don't need help sleeping with most, it's the opposite end of the spectrum. And that kind of emotional battle and almost ego battle driven of the ability to stop and really accept what they're saying. For me, I think one of the more powerful things that helped me really overcome that bridge was people who had already crossed that bridge, who came to me and said, here's what I've been through. Here's how I changed. Here's who I am today, and I'm no weaker than I was before. And really being able to kind of pave the way for me to understand that not only is it okay, but the results of the decision and the acceptance that I need help and that something's changed would be the beginning of incredible learning and healing journey and really where everything began. And from there, it's been about the life after and the growth in the community and the Beit Halochem centers and everything that has spawned in its wake, be it the sailing activities, jiu-jitsu activities I partake in, and even just sitting and hanging around at Beit Halochem with some of the other guys who've been through the same thing. But it's a journey, like you said, of something that is invisible and not always apparent to the people around us. And part of the magic of Beit Halochem and what we really get to experience there, and Itai, you can tell me if you feel the same way, is that something about walking through the gate makes it no longer invisible. And everybody there on the spot kind of understands, and that feeling seen and appreciated, even without spoken words and with just the handshake, a hug, and looking someone in the eye, is a freeing. And like you described, that release it allows us to exist and be who we are, with the world seeing us exactly for that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You know, the day-to-day struggle, the whole aspect of yourself when you're at the service, you are becoming a combat soldier that makes his own independence. After you get off the service, first, like exactly as you said, you are leading a group of something like 30, 50, 200 soldiers. It depends what rank you got off. You are responsible for people's life. As you said, probably the most intense situation a man can do, like survival for real. And after that, you're going back home and you don't know why it is hard for you to do some laundry or to make the dishes or even to take showers sometimes. And the ambivalency or the disconnectivity between those two, it is really hard. I think that, as you said, the community around us, either if it's the organization or either if it's outside by friends, by family, option to accept the help, this is probably one of the most mature things that I had to do.
Yeah, real strength.
Real strength, yeah. We are trained that real men don't cry and real men don't, need help or ask. But to be honest, just at the time that at the beginning when I've asked for help, this led me the opportunity to help others. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the transition from the feet in the sand to joining us here in the studio. It's been an honor to have you, and we wish you much luck and excitement moving forward with this position.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you.
And now, for Beit Halochem, what's news? This month, we saw inspired participation in our adaptive sports programs, new rehabilitation initiatives, and increasing global partnership efforts. Support from friends associations around the world continues to expand our facilities, programs, and mental health services, ensuring that no veteran walks alone. So what's news, Shaya?
Firstly, we have an exciting new opportunity, an initiative when it comes to employment division, working both with the employers themselves and the employees to ensure a self-sustaining future for some of our members of Beit Halochem. Our adaptive sports programs continue to grow, reminding us what's possible when the right support meets the needs in the field. We're also having a lot of traction with our Atlas program for future leaders of both the organization and the Beit Halochem Community Network and aspiring leaders around the globe. I actually have some close friends who are participating and I've heard absolutely amazing things, so it's exciting to see the progress. We're also proud of Omri Rosenblit for participating in the amazing race with his brother. He's a disabled veteran and part of ארגון נכי צה"ל and a member of the Beit Halochem community.
תחשוף אותו, אח שלי.
אני מאוד גאה בזה, ביום אני הולך ככה מקופל, זה חלק ממני ממש. אני גם בכלל, אספתי היום גם, יש פה ציור של שני מלאכים, חברים שאומרים עליי, גיא ועמר. וכאן רשום משפט שהוספתי לכבוד המרוץ. When God wanted David to be a king, he gave him Goliath, not a crown. אז לגמרי מבחינתי הפרוטזה זה הגוליית שלי, וזה מבחינתי הדרך שלי ושלנו ביחד להתקדם עם זה קדימה.
כי הכוח שלך הוא האומץ שלך.
Inspiring to see the resilience and growth even post-injury. One of our members of Beit Halochem, Yosef Haddad, and his trip to Mexico helped spread the reach of conversation, inspired awareness, and continued to spread the reach of global Beit Halochem. 2 successful weeks of annual fundraising events took place in Australia with Emily Damari and Pini Bachar, in addition with Yossi Matityahu, the CEO of the organization. These are only some of the amazing and incredible initiatives and opportunities happening in Beit Halochem, both locally here in Israel and around the world.
And that's BH Global, from our home to yours. In our next episode, we'll take you inside one of Beit Halochem's newest initiatives, meet inspiring families, and show you how global communities are strengthening rehabilitation efforts on the ground. Until then, stay connected. Thank you, Shaya.
Thank you.